Hey my honeys, I'm back again with another makeup tutorial, but today's a little different because I'll be actually doing makeup on a client, not a model, okay? She's also a tattoo artist, so check her out, but enough of that, let's get right into it. So on her, I was doing a soft glam makeup look because I believe she had to attend her little baby's birthday party. Oh my God, her baby is so beautiful, but that's besides the point. Let's focus on the makeup. So the first thing I went in and did was wipe her face with some toner. And this is basically just to help to clean the face, to make sure the pores are nice and clean and supple, right? So that the makeup is accepted onto the skin nicely. I must apologize in advance. This is a client little tutorial. We had a lot to catch up about, so we were chatting quite a lot, but try not to be too distracted because I'm still going to walk you through what's happening. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is get some hydration on that skin. Very important to have that boost of hydration. So I added just some little vitamin C serum, and the reason why I like to use serums to really give the skin a boost of hydration is because serums are thinner than moisturizers, so they get absorbed by the skin quicker, and it just really makes a difference in the makeup. Okay, so for under her eyes, I'm getting some eye cream. How do you say this? I think the brand is Henriksen. So I will tag the stuff in the description, so don't worry too much. But just let's enjoy the process, okay? So the next thing I'm going to be applying is the Neutragena Hydra Boost Gel Moisturizer. I love this. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's just going to give that skin extra boost of hydration. Hydration is key so that when the makeup is blended onto the skin, it blends into the moisturizer and makeup doesn't come out looking cakey. Very important. All right, my honeys, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is the brows, and you're going to love these brows because these brows are a bit different from the brows that I've done in the other videos. Yes, makeup is versatile. We're going to switch it up today. So we're doing very natural brows, okay? So the first thing I'm going to be doing is just applying this Refy Brow Gel, and I really love it because it's great if you have really unruly eyebrows or really thick eyebrow hair. It really helps to set them into place, right? And this step is very important for the next step that I'm going to do. The reason why you want to set the brows into place nicely, brush them up and set them into place, is because it helps you to see where you have areas that you need to fill in, because you don't want to do too much, right? So when you comb through the brows with the brow gel, you kind of seeing all the hairs set in place, and you're seeing if there are any areas that could do with a little filling in, and we're only going to fill in where we need it, okay? The aim here is to make her brows look as natural as possible. Now, this particular product, when you apply it, it looks white. Don't panic, it literally dries clear. But what I love to do is brush it into the eyebrows and then press it down with either my fingers or at the back of like a little brush, as you saw me doing here, okay? Now I'm going to be going in with this brow pen from Urban Decay. Guys, you know I'm gonna put you on. I love this product, okay? This one is really good, but you know which one is also really good? NYX has a really affordable brow pen as well. But basically, it's not hard to use. You just want to ensure that the color that you buy is not too dark for your eyebrows. Otherwise, when you use the pen, it will just look like crazy black pen strokes. It's not gonna look nice, okay? So fill in using the pen. Now, basically use the pen as if you'd use any regular pen. You want to, but you have to be gentle with it, okay? Please take your time and make gentle little lines, okay? And you're just filling in where you need to. So how I did it, I filled in the front region first. Then I went towards it, arched the tail and made little strokes, you know, to build up that region a bit. And then I saw that the outline of her brow, that's like the top and the bottom, could do with some filling in. So I filled in there, but this time, this pen is actually dual ended. It has two sides. So I switched the pen to the other side, which had like a little pencil, like a brow pencil. And I just like used it to build up the outline of her brow and to give her brows more definition and a bit of fullness. Now, don't get me wrong. I said I wanted her brows to look natural, but I also need them to look sculpted and snatched, okay? So I'm going in with a bit of concealer underneath her eyebrow, and as you guys know, this is just going to help to make the shape look more defined and to make the brows pop more against her face, okay? And to define her brow bone, to give her face a lifted look. You know I love the lifted look. So after I apply the concealer on her brows, I'm going to apply a color that is more like her foundation above her brows. And using a foundation instead of a concealer is going to give the brows a more natural appearance. I'm going to blend out that foundation above her eyebrows, and then I'm going to blend out the concealer below her eyebrows. Then I'm going to be applying that same concealer all over her eyelid, and it's going to act as an eyeshadow base. It's a long wearing concealer, so it doesn't move and it dries matte, which makes it like the perfect primer for eyeshadow. Okay, so I get that all over the eyelid, and now it's time for eyeshadow. We're going to be doing a nice natural soft look. I am going to be using a big fluffy blending brush. I spoke about this in my previous video. I think the video is called Woman of Color Glam Makeup. It's a beautiful lady that has purple eyeshadow. So if you really want details on that and brushes and how to find your crease, how to blend, blending techniques, check out that video, okay? But I'm going to talk briefly about it for the newbies. Hello, if you're new here, subscribe. My name is K by KKB. But yeah, so basically how I'm doing this is I'm going in the crease. Now the crease is that region on your eyelid right beneath your brow bone where you can stick your finger onto your eyelid and you literally feel like a hollow region. Like that is your crease, okay? That region where you stick your finger, your finger goes right in. Yeah, that's it. So you want to be blending in that region. And when you're blending, it's important to have a blending brush. So the blending brush is the one I'm using here to blend that brown into her crease region. And the way you want to blend it is you want to gently, right? You want to saturate your brush with product. Get a lot of product on your brush, tap off the excess, you know, on your palettes, because you don't want your eyeshadow to be falling out everywhere. So it's important to get that excess off your brush, and then you want to go onto the crease, that crease region there, okay? Follow that crease from the outer crease straight to the inner crease, and you want to make tiny circular motions, right, staying within that crease region. And you also want to go back and forth in windshield wiper motions from front of the crease to the back of the crease, right? And you want to do this gently. You barely want to be pressing against the skin. You just want your brush to gently rub against it. Like, it's supposed to feel really therapeutic, like on your eyelid. It's funny enough, when you're gentle with your blending, that's when you get the best blending. If you press too hard when you're blending, it's gonna come out blotchy and it's just not gonna look good. So the gentler, the better, okay? Now the next thing I'm gonna do is get like a matte neutral color, like a really light matte color, and I'm going to get it on the eyelid. So that eyelid is that region right there below your crease, okay? And basically I'm going to pat it on because it's a matte eyeshadow. Matte eyeshadows, you kind of have to pat them on sometimes to really see the color to be bright and pretty. And when you're doing matte eyeshadows, definitely don't skip out on the eye primer because it will not come out as pigmented as it is here on my client, okay? Now, this is important. You see, this eyeshadow is really simple. It's just two colors. But basically, you don't want to just put those two colors and leave them like that. You kind of want to blend the two colors into each other. So how I'm going to be blending the eyelid color into the crease color is I'm going to go to the edge of the eyelid right there by the end of the eye where you see the crease color is meeting the color on the eyelid, right? And you just want to go back and forth with the brush that had the crease color in it. You want to go back and forth till the two colors kind of just blend into one another just at the end there, you know, to give it a nice clean seamless look. My honeys, are you following me? So because my client hair is fair skinned and I want the makeup to be a soft look, I didn't want to apply black eyeliner on her, okay? Sometimes I feel like on lighter complexions, black can be a bit intense. Black, I'm going to define the eyes using a brown, not eyeliner, but eyeshadow. This is actually a really simple beginner way of lining your eyes, you know? So you just want to grab an angled brush, get some eyeshadow, some brown eyeshadow on it. You want to go ahead and rub it against your lash line. It will give a nice smoky brown effect. You know what I mean? Because sometimes eyeliner is not easy for everyone to do. You don't have to use that. Just literally use eyeshadow. Promise you it will look so good. Next step I'm gonna do is called tight lining. I love to do this, especially when I'm trying to maintain a natural look, but still shape the eyes and give the lash line like more fullness, make the lashes look thicker. So tight lining is basically when you're applying eyeliner. So you're not applying brown eyeliner on top of the lash line. You're applying it beneath the upper lash line. It tickles a bit if you're not used to it, but it makes such a big difference. Like, you need to try, okay? And now we move to skin. Yay, my favorite part. Before we start the foundation, I'm just going to be going in with this Glow Recipe Watermelon Dewdrops as a primer. I love it. It's going to give the skin extra hydration. Next thing I'm going to be doing is using this $2 brush. Yes, I said $2 brush. It's from Shein. I love it. Basically getting my foundation on the brush, and then I'm just patting it onto the face. Now, when you're applying foundation and you want it to have an airbrushed full coverage finish, okay, you want to pat it. So patting it onto her neck as well. Oh my god, let's talk about this match. This match is so good. Like, if you're a makeup artist or if you're a fair skin girl, you know how hard it is to find a foundation that does not look orange or too ashy on you. Like, the struggle is real, but grab this foundation. It's so good. Like, if you have a similar complexion to her, try it and let me know what you think, okay? So I'm matching not her face because her face is lighter than her body. I'm actually matching her chest. Pro tip: you definitely want to get some of that foundation that you're using on a little brush, like a tad bit, okay? And you want to brush it right below the eyebrows onto the crease color. And what this is going to do, it's going to help your eye makeup to mesh nicely to your foundation. You want everything on the face to come together to create a cohesive all-in-one look. Okay, now so we're just doing some concealer placement. Placement is key, okay? Take a picture if you haven't seen this before. And the goal here when you're placing concealer, when you're blending your concealer, is to blend in that region. You don't want to move your concealer around too much, because when it comes down to contour and highlighting, you want the highlights to stay in one place, and you want your contours, your shadows to be in one place, so that it really helps to manipulate the shape of the face. You understand? Try not to be spreading your concealers all over the place. Like, wherever you put it, stay in that region. So as you can see here, I'm using a smaller brush this time, and I'm just only patting, blending and patting out the concealer only right there beneath the eye, in like this upside down triangle type of shape. I'm not trying to come out of that little upside down triangle. You see what I'm doing here? Now, if you're blending with your brush and it's starting to look like you've applied too much product by accident, don't worry, go ahead and grab a damp beauty blender sponge. So how do you damp your sponge? You run it under water, you squeeze the sponge until the sponge gets water in it, then you squeeze out all of the water, okay? You just want to get the texture of the sponge to be like moist. And then you pat it against your concealer. This is going to help to soak up some of that excess product and to give you a nice, flawless, seamless blend. So don't skip that step if your concealer is looking too much. If you're blending with a brush only, less is more, okay? And sometimes if you come across you just have too much product on your brush, just wipe it out in a little napkin and blend again. That's another way to fix it, okay? But don't worry, always apply a little concealer. And if it looks too boring, like if it's not doing it, you just look a little flat and boring, just go ahead and add a bit more, okay? Until you get to the coverage that you desire. Now, today for contouring, we're going to be doing something different. I'm going to be using foundation to contour my babe's face today. And I'm just using like a NARS foundation, okay? And we're just bringing some warmth to her face. So I'm just getting some on the actual cheekbones and then patting it out with another one of those little cheap Shein brushes. I have like 2 or 3 of them. And I could do it one more if you want to buy me one as well. So I get some on the forehead as well, and I just blend it out. And you see, it just brought this beautiful warmth to her face without looking too crazy. Yeah, so fair skin girly, that's a tip. Actually, not even just a fair skin girl. Like, if you like more of like a very sheer or like soft coverage for your bronzer, you try liquid foundation instead, okay? Like a darker color of the foundation. Then I'm just contouring her nose there, If you guys want more detailed videos on how I contour, highlight, placement, all that, check out some of my previous videos, ones that have more views. And then we're going to apply some liquid brush. I love this. This is from KKAÖ Beauty, and this one is called Pink Bubblegum. I've tried so many liquid blush, and sometimes I feel like they're just too pigmented. Like, I feel like the perfect liquid blush should be one that just kind of melts into the skin. Understand? Because you don't want to look clownish. So that's why I really love these jelly liquid brushes from KKAÖ Beauty. Anyways, try that if you want. But yeah, this brush as well I'm using to apply it is key, major key here. So you want to get a brush that is kind of fluffy but a little dense at the same time. So get a brush that looks similar to this. All right, now so I'm going to have my client look up and blend away any fine lines that's in my concealer, because it's time to set the under eye. So I'm not just getting powder on my puff and then patting a whole bunch into the skin. I don't do that, it'll make it look dry. Instead, so I'm just placing the powder, like gently just placing it on the skin, and I'm going to let the warmth of the skin do its work to melt the powder into the skin. So, oh yeah, pro tip, if you're gonna set and bake at the same time like I'm doing, please brush away the excess powder that is on the cheek area. You only want that loose powder to be directly under the eyes where you put that light concealer, because when you go ahead to blend out your contour, it might become blotchy because you have the wetness and then that loose powder on it. It doesn't work. So please just brush away the excess powder that's on the cheek, and then you can go ahead to set your contour using powder. Also very important, make sure to powder down the nose with some loose powder before you go ahead and contour, otherwise it will also look blotchy. And as you can see here, I'm just meshing that nose contour into the eyeshadow. Okay, so yeah, there I am. I'm just gonna reverse contour. That is just when you get some of the setting powder right underneath the cheekbone, and that will just help to define the cheekbone more, and then you're good to go. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna be doing is her lips. And to do the lips, I'm going to be using this is a KKAÖ Beauty lip liner. I think it's sold out. I think it's called Macchiato. But yeah, it's basically a nude brown formulated for fair skin tones, okay? And for the scent of the lip, I'm going to be using a lip gloss. This is a KKAÖ Beauty lip gloss. It's called KKAÖ Queen. It's like the lightest nude ever. So it's great for fair skin tones. And I love to use it on every skin tone. Like I use a regular nude that's like appropriate for the person's skin tone. And then I will go in and top this just in the center of the lips and blend it out and put a clear gloss on top, because it will just help to like highlight the lips and make them look more plumped. It's so sexy. But it looks great on my babe here because, as I said, her complexion is fair. And then, you know, guys, I love clear lip gloss, so I just topped up her lip with that clear lip gloss. Okay, honey, so now we are finishing up the makeup. So I'm just blending some brown eyeshadow under the eyes just to frame the eyes nice and give it like a sultry look. And then I'm getting some brown eyeliner within her waterline. And it also just helps to tie the whole look together, the eye look together. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is brush off the setting powder and then go in with my favorite part, which is apply blush. I love blush. It helps to just make everybody look like a little baby doll, and I love that. So yeah, this is the Barb blush palette from KKAÖ Beauty. It is my favorite. I think this is my favorite product from KKAÖ Beauty, to be honest, like my personal fave. Yeah, so once we get the blush on, she looks like a baby doll. Now all that's left to do is spray some finishing spray to melt down the powder so it looks more natural and dewy. And then we are going to dry it, add mascara, then add some highlighter to her cheekbones on her nose to give her that glow so she can look like a goddess. And my honeys, that brings us to the end of our video. Oh, please don't forget to let me know if you have any video requests. Just comment them down below. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And love you. See you in the next video. Bye.